Hey, good morning, guys. Sean here. Um, I'm not sure about the rest of you, but as a cattle farmer, cattle producer, or cattle rancher, whatever title you want to give us, I can't believe that President Trump and Secretary Rollins just kicked us in the teeth yesterday by saying that they're going to import foreign beef here into the United States. This plan that he's actually talking about, you can go and look for yourself. The Cattlemen Association at the national level, every state is coming out totally against it. And it's 100% because it's not going to have any real effect on prices of beef in the grocery store. The reality of it is the packers control everything. Until we address the four packers and how they control everything, we're doing absolutely nothing. Mr. President, your decision is going to run ranchers like myself and others. It don't make any difference. We big or small. You're going to run us out of business, and we will never, ever be able to rebuild the herd. Right now, as everyone knows, the herd is the smallest it's ever been. But with this action for the next 90 days, what it's doing is pushing down the price of beef that we sell to the sale barn that ultimately goes to your table. This action that the president is doing is not doing anything to help the American people. He thinks it is. I wish he would listen to the Cattlemen Association and others that understand agriculture, because the reality of it is right now, what this is happening to us is straight up bush. There's no other way to do it. So I just want to clearly put out there, I'm totally against it. I'm going to fight every day for our farmers, fight every day for our ranchers, because somebody got to get to DC that understand agriculture and going to stand with agriculture. Because right now, if we continue on this path, we're going to run agriculture and run cattlemen completely out of business. Guys, thank you for all your support. Look forward to talking to you out there on the trail. But this, I couldn't even sleep last night. I'm just out here this morning checking on the cows, but I couldn't believe that the president would actually do this. So with that, I'll see you. I got it off my chest. I look forward to seeing you somewhere today and tomorrow and the future days out. But for the next 90 days, I think it's going to run some of our cattle producers out of business.
The White House is facing intense pushback from farmers for a plan to temporarily scrap tariffs on more than 660 million pounds of ground beef imports. So the plan is to sell it for 25% below market prices. According to the American Farm Bureau Federation, in July, the nation's beef herd had fell to a record low, and that's causing beef prices in the U.S. to rise. While the Trump administration says this deal will reduce prices for Americans, ranchers say this will run them out of business.
I can't believe that President Trump and Secretary Rollins just kicked us in the teeth yesterday by saying that they're going to import foreign beef here into the United States. You're going to run us out of business, and we will never, ever be able to rebuild the herd. With this action for the next 90 days, what it's doing is pushing down the price of beef that we sell to the sale barn that ultimately goes to your table.
Sean Harris is a cattle rancher in Georgia. He's also the Democratic nominee for Georgia's 14th congressional district. You've got some friends behind you there, I see. They're just kind of chilling in the shade. But let's get to the important part here. You said you're totally against all of this. How is this hurting American ranchers?
You know, since I made that video on Saturday, since that time, the price of our cattle, live cattle, has continued to drop. And all of these girls behind me, the girls over there, even the heifers way over there, everything on this farm is pregnant right now, or we were rebuilding the herd, trying to do the thing that the administration asked us to do. But President Trump, with putting this foreign beef on the ground, is actually lowering the cost and making all of our farmers hurt. Like I said earlier, right now we got crazy input costs when it comes to tariffs and diesel, fertilizer, everything. And now farmers are about to sell their cattle, and we're going to lose money on this deal starting today, because the sale actually happened today in our region.
If the administration passed a farm bill that was favorable for ranchers, what would that look like?
You know, the reality of it is the farm bill is ready to go up there in the Senate as we speak. Right now, the Republicans and the Democrats just got to get together on one piece of that farm bill, And the other half of that farm bill is the SNAP program. And as you know, that SNAP program takes care of our less fortunate. That's our children and our seniors. I would say to the Senate, hey, get in the room. Let's get this thing figured out. And I think we should have 2 years for the states to get all their systems in place before we start penalizing people with the SNAP program. So when they get back here in a few weeks, they need to get the farm bill passed, because right now with all the drought and all the natural disasters that we've got going on, forest fires out west, farmers are hurting right now. But we also need to make sure that we're taking care of the least of us. And that's the people that depend on the SNAP program, because that farm bill covers both of those particular programs.
How will this decision impact the price of food that goes on our table?
You know, I'll be honest with you, with this foreign beef that's coming in, and again, we don't even know where it's coming from. Mm-hmm. The last time President Trump tried to do this, he actually brought it in from Argentina. That was a buyout. We're going to see where it's coming from. But the crazy thing is, this is quality beef. I can tell you where these cows were born. I can tell you everything I've done with them. And as you see, they've been treated very nice. You can't say the same. Where's that beef coming from, in what country? And you can't even really say it's actually beef. So the bottom line, I'm saying to the president, listen to all of our farmers out here and ranchers out here. Listen to our organizations, the Cattlemen Association, and everybody, and say, look, for once, this time, back off this thing, because you're going to run all of our farmers and ranchers completely out of business. And this is not a Democrat or Republican thing. This is 100% making sure that we can feed America and the world. But right now, this thing that he's doing could potentially run us out of business here in the next 90 days.
Well, I appreciate you talking with us. Sean, if you don't mind, I kind of want to pivot a little bit, steer in a different direction. You know, we've been reporting that Dolly Parton died today. It's touched a lot of people, and I understand through our producers you have a story to share about her, if you can share.
Yeah, you know, here in my district, CD14, we're in Northwest Georgia. And one of the coolest things was when I started running for Congress, I went to a place called Ringo, Georgia. And right there in Ringo, Georgia, just right over the border from Tennessee, that's where Dolly Parton and her husband got married. And in that little town, I was just there Saturday, but in that town, there's a big mirror of Dolly Parton. So I just want to say, rest in peace, Dolly. We love you. And you did incredible for everybody in this particular country and the world.
Thank you for sharing. Sean Harris, appreciate it.
This morning, President Trump signed a proclamation that will trigger a temporary pause on tariffs on certain ground beef products. That is, in the face of criticism from ranchers, some Republican lawmakers, some cattle associations. The U.S. Cattlemen's Association warned it would sideline U.S. producers, threaten cattle prices, and risk undermining consumer confidence in the beef supply. The move allows some 300,000 metric tons of ground beef, specifically lean beef trimmings, to be imported for the next 90 days without out-of-quota tariffs. The president and Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins have not said which countries are part of the deal. With us now is Sean Harris, a Democratic congressional candidate running in Georgia's 14th district. He's also a grass-fed cattle farmer. So when you got this news that the White House was going to reduce some tariffs on beef from other countries, what was your reaction?
You know, John, my reaction, first of all, good morning. My reaction was very clear. It felt like a kick in the teeth. The reality of it is we've been down this road before. The last time the president actually brought in Argentina beef, he actually brought out Argentina and slapped all the farmers in the face. And still, like you just said in the opening, we still don't know where is this beef coming from. And it's already had great effect on us as the cattle farmers or cattle ranchers, because the price of beef that we sell at the stockyard has already failed because of speculation of what he's doing.
So you're making less money here, but the goal, I think the goal from the president, is to reduce the prices that people pay at the grocery store for their meat. What do you think about that goal?
Yeah, that, you know, right now, the farmers are not against the consumers. We want everybody to actually be in a win-win situation. But the process that the president is using will not work. And he should listen to the Cattlemen Association. He should listen to all of our associations, no matter which association it is. They're all telling him, sir, this will not work. What's actually happening on the ground, when this beef comes in, it's going to flood the market. But we have 4 packers that control everything. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but I don't believe the packer's going to pass that 25% cut
onto the consumer. So we'll see here in a few weeks, does hamburger, and we only talking about hamburger, does hamburger actually go down in the grocery store? And if it does, it's just going to be for a temporary. It does nothing to help us grow the herd to get back to where we need to be to actually feed the United States and feed the world.
What are the challenges that have faced you as a cattle farmer the last few? If I asked you, hey, how's business? What would you have said to me over the last couple of years?
I would have said to you, as a cattle producer, for once, we have been making money and things were going well. But I would have said to you, I have three things that I call my 3 F's that I constantly have to watch you on the farm. One is fuel, one is fertilizer, and one is feed. Because of the tariffs that we actually have going on, all of those prices are continuously going up and up and up. So those input costs are cutting into whatever profits we were making on the ground. And now you take the tariffs that we still have, and now you take the foreign beef that's coming in that we don't even know where it's coming from. And that's why I say it's a kick in the teeth to every rancher out there, every producer out there. And that's why we're saying to the president, for once, you don't have to say you made a mistake, but for once, change your mind on this. And let's sit down and figure out how can we bring down the price of beef in the grocery store, but at the same time, keep the American farmer and rancher out there where we can stay in business.
Shawn Harris, we do appreciate you joining us this morning. It is a busy morning. Thank you, sir. Sir?
Hey, guys, how you doing? Good to see you. As you can see, I've been very busy this week talking about beef, talking about this meat that's going to be coming in, this hamburger is going to be coming in. But I wanted to make sure that any and every news station that would call me and wanted to hear the word, I wanted to give them the word to ensure. As you can see, I got some cows here behind me, but I want to ensure that the message got out there that, Mr. President, please change your mind on this particular decision so that we can actually keep the rancher and the farmers, beef producers out there up in business. Hey, this morning, first of all, I want to say good morning. Got a cup of coffee. Matter of fact, with so many of those videos from this past week, my coffee cup is already empty. We're actually outside. And the reason why we're actually outside is this morning, let me move the camera. Hopefully I don't make you dizzy. But as of this morning, we got 2 of our cows here that will be going to the stockyard, actually moving out of here today. The trailer's over there. As soon as I finish this show, I'm loading them up and we moving on down the road. But the reason why they're moving on down the road is both of these cows here are outstanding cows, but they did not get pregnant. They did not breed back. And because they did not breed back, they've been culled, and now they will be moved on to somebody else's farm, or they may go into meat production. We'll see what that plays out. But what I will do for you is when they go through the sale barn in the next day or so, when they go through the sale barn, I'll come back next week and give you a briefing or give you I'll tell you, hey, did I make money or did I lose money? Because right now, since the time that we made all those other videos on the news, CNN and everywhere, the prices of cattle fell. Then futures start making its way back up. But we're still not where we were a few days ago. And I know I have had some people say to me on social media, well, Shawn, y'all guys are still making money. Well, guess what? It's been a long time since cattle farmers have actually made money. They've been losing money for 10 plus years. But in addition to that, I'm not 100% sure. I still got to sit down with the old pencil and paper and figure out, like I talked about earlier, my 3 F's. What was my fuel cost, feed cost, fertilizer costs? And then based on that, and based on what I get for these girls, will tell me, did I actually make a profit this year or not? So that's what we've been talking about. That's what today's show is all about. And what because I'm actually outside, I can't see your questions. So I apologize for that. But I did want to put a nice little bow on this meat production. What do I know about what's currently going on? Currently, one, the president has not changed his mind as of this morning at 7:10. He has not changed his mind. So meat will be coming in, hamburger will be coming in from some other country. We still don't know what country or countries that's going to be. In addition to that, um, um, we are asking, I am asking, like all the associations, cattle associations asking, we need to get that label back on meat that says what country of origin did it come from. So when the consumer goes to the store, the consumer has the decision to say, do I want to have beef from my local farmer? And when I say beef from my local farmer, I can guarantee you they can't do this in Argentina. And this is live as we speak. Let me show you what's actually going to happen. Let me walk over here. As you can see, our cows are treated the right way. They not treated mean. They not scared. They not all those kind of things. So we treat every cow here on the farm, and I'm confident that all our cattlemen do. We treat all our cattle with respect, and we raise them the right way, even when they're in the process of leaving our farms. I don't know this meat that's coming in, where it's coming from, and how they were treated, but more importantly, what vaccines they received. As y'all guys know, or you may not know, but I will let you know now, is in the last 2 weeks in Florida and Texas, Argentina beef was recalled because it did not go through all the inspections, and when it went through the USDA inspections, it failed. So they had to pull that beef back. And then 2 months ago, but it's just hitting our news here in the United States, 2 months ago, China actually refused to take beef from Argentina. So again, we don't know where this beef is coming from, but I would be past ticked if it's revealed that the beef that's going to come in here and try to lower the prices is coming in from Argentina. I hope we don't give them another buyout. We did a buyout, 40 billion, if I remember correctly, buyout about 6-7 months ago. I hope we're not doing the same thing for them again. And then the last thing I just want to touch on before I get off the show today, because obviously I got to go to work. Because one thing I can tell you about Georgia, about 9 o'clock, it's going to be hot. So because it's going to be hot, I want to make sure that I treat my cows right, get them loaded up, get them taken to the way they need to be so they can be picked up, taken to the market. And then on Monday, they'll actually go through the actual selling process. And then I can't film anything at the Stark Yard, but I will share with you the results on what we actually got for these 2 cows. And then hopefully, the black one there is a registered Black Angus. However, she didn't breed back. Plus, I don't really like her attitude, so it is what it is. But then the red Angus there is a good cow. She's great. She's just a little bit older, and we just basically have a rule here on the farm. When they get to a certain age, if they don't breed back, you have to go. That's just not being mean. That's just good management. So, in closing today, I encourage each and every last one of you to do 2 things. One, stay up on the news where this beef is coming from. And then the other thing I would actually ask y'all guys to do, go to your local grocery store today and take a picture of how much ground beef costs today, the normal ground beef that you would buy for your family, regardless if it's 2 pounds or 10 pounds. Take a picture of that, save it, and then in a week, go back and take another picture and see that the price changed. And a week after that, go back and see that the price changed. Because I got a funny feeling. I said it on somebody's news, but I said to y'all guys, I got a funny feeling that these 4 meat packers are going to take that 25% and they're going to keep that in-house, make the money off of it, but they're not going to pass that down to the consumer. And this, again, is not about farmers versus consumers. This is simply about Americans trying to feed Americans and actually at the same time make a living. So I ask you, that's what I'm going to be doing. I just ask you to also be watching it. So no matter where we are in the United States, everybody can come back maybe in about 3-4 weeks and say, yeah, I see where hamburger meat's coming down, or I don't see any change. And I truly believe where I stand here today that they're not going to pass that on to the consumer. Hey, today was a quick show. It's been a busy week, as y'all guys can see. I've been on a lot of different shows. That's a blessing. It's not about me. It is strictly trying to get the word out so that all of our everyday people have a voice out there. And guys, I just want to make sure that these girls here, hopefully I can turn this on, Wake You Sick. Tell these girls bye-bye. Y'all have a good one. My cup is empty. At least I think it is. Well, it's empty now. Have a great day.